Welcome to the Jones Zone, a podcast by Darryl and JJ Jones.
Everybody, welcome to another episode of the Jones Zone. Today, we have the pleasure of having Ron from Atlas Survival Shelters. My wife told me about this gentleman, about making bomb shelters and bunkers and everything. And I thought, oh my goodness, I've got it. And he's been so hard to pin down. He's been to Japan, to Europe. I mean, you're a busy man.
I've been traveling. I just did 9 countries in 12 days, and I just got back on Tuesday last week. I still haven't got back to my sleep schedule. I'm still screwed up.
Well, you can take a nap halfway through this if you want. So, well, I appreciate you doing this. So tell me a little bit about your business. I guess people know bomb shelters. In fact, I've been selling real estate for 35 years. I've sold 2 houses that actually did have a bomb shelter. They were rather tiny, one in Bray and one in Garden Grove, but we don't see a lot of them. But I'm guessing there's a little bit of a comeback on bomb shelters, and you do bunkers, and what's the difference anyway? Tell us about what you do.
We build underground bomb shelters that typically go underneath the house. So imagine having a house with a bookshelf that slides open like, Batman, like Bruce Wayne, and you walk in and you go down a corridor or hallway to a bomb shelter. I'm the guy who builds those fantasy situations.
Do they use them strictly for bomb shelters, or a lot of them, they sound kind of like a man cave or a hiding place, frankly, as well?
You walk down into it through the bookshelf, and it's a big movie theater with the big giant lounge chairs. And I make bunkers that have shooting ranges in them and movie theaters and hot tubs and stripper poles, and pretty much anything you can have in a house, you can have in a bunker.
Okay, so that's not necessarily, there's a difference between bunkers and bomb shelters. I mean, I'm guessing that not everybody can get something that extravagant. What's the smallest one you do?
Well, the smallest one I do is 8 foot by 12 foot. So it's basically like being inside a concrete septic tank. Matter of fact, it was originally designed from a septic tank. We just turned it into a small, affordable bomb shelter that cost about $20,000 with the air system. So that one would feel like you've been thrown into a concrete jail cell if you went in that one. But the ones that I get, my views for is, well, I've got, a couple million subscribers, is because they like to see these fantasy bunkers I make for famous people that have, drive-in garages and secret passages, and they're just beautiful inside. They're just like a house inside, except they're hidden in a mountain or underground.
And are they truly self-sustaining, meaning they can go there for weeks and weeks? So let's say somebody said, hey, we want one for the apocalypse. How long could one really last in a bunker or a bomb shelter?
Well, the word is autonomous. Like a submarine is autonomous. It creates its own air. It filters water from the ocean, and it's nuclear. So it only has to come up once every 25 years to get some more fuel for the motor to run the submarine. So are the bunkers autonomous? Yeah, the big ones are. I mean, they have their own water wells. They have diesel generators in them, and then they always have batteries too. And if the fuel runs out and you have solar panels or wind turbines, you can charge the batteries and stay in the bunker till the batteries aren't any good anymore. And the batteries nowadays last 15, 20 years. So if you build a bunker now in 2025, it's probably going to be good till 2040, 2045.
Wow.
Just the batteries. Okay, the bunker itself was designed to last forever, or at least the length of the house. But the way I make them, the way I prepare them, and the way I coat them, they should be good for 100+ years.
Dang. Now, okay, so what's involved? Because I'm guessing not everybody can get a bunker or a bomb shelter underneath their house. There are certain limitations. It would be fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, you got to have the space and you got to have the money to pay for it. But if they have room to put the bunker in it and the funds to pay for it, anybody can have a bunker. I mean, it's like a bunker's like a car. There's a car for everybody. It could be a Kia or it could be a Bugatti. So I always say I make everything from the Kia to the Bugatti when it comes to bunkers. I make the least expensive bunker in the world right now at $20,000 called the Backyard Bunker, which is a poured in precast concrete shelter that we make in a mold and we deliver it like a septic tank and bury it like a septic tank. And then, of course, I make larger bunkers, and some of them can cost, 10, 20, $30 million, but they're like a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 story high-rise building going underground instead of going up. Those kind of clients, which I don't get many of those, but I do have them. And I was with one a week ago, is why I was overseas. They don't have a limit on their bunkers. And the thing is, they'll put one at every property they feel that they want some security at. So some of them don't even ask the price. You just tell them the price and they just say, okay.
Wow. So they're using it more than they're using it kind of as a security place or primarily.
And when I'm talking about these people, I'm talking, world's top 100 wealthiest people or top 20. I've worked for 4 of the top 15 richest people in the world. And when you get into that, they have over $100 billion. They make so much money overnight. I forgot how much they make overnight just on interest, but I mean, they make millions a day. And it doesn't matter. They can't even spend their money that fast, but they usually have a security head of security when they're at that level, and you're usually dealing with the head of security. And they'll just bring it up to their client that, we should get you some added protection because these wars are getting really close to us. And they just thought it would be wise for them to get a bunker. Now, you got to keep in mind, I've worked in 38 countries last year. So these could be bunkers in Ukraine. They could be in Israel. They could be in Thailand. They could be in Japan. They could be Australia, United Kingdom. They could be Poland, Germany, Slovenia, Romania. Like, I'm doing a bunker in Romania for the Tate brothers, the famous Andrew Tate and his brother. Yeah, I'm building a bunker for them. So these people all over the world that have, high net worth are the clients that are asking me to travel and build bunkers in these foreign countries.
Wow. So what's the largest? You mentioned different stories. What's the square footage of some of these bunkers for the real wealthy people?
Well, the largest one that I've seen is 54,000 square feet, and it's like 14 stories down.
Okay, everybody, an acre is 43,000 square feet, just so for you can put it in perspective. So more than an acre of space.
Yeah. So when you get, that was a converted missile silo in Kansas that was converted, and like 9 floors of apartments, and then 1 floor for a pool, and then 1 floor for a gym, and then 1 floor for food and survival and raising food, and another floor for this and that. It's not too often. And when you get a client that will have you custom build one like that, before you even know who the client is, you got to sign a non-disclosure. So these people that are at that money, you can't photograph them, you can't talk about them. Yeah, it's I wish I could on all of them, but some of them, like Tate Brothers, didn't mind me. They're the one that told the whole world that they were getting a bunker from me, and they came out on their podcast and said, "We're building a bunker for a $3.9 million." And I'm like, I saw that, and I'm like, why would y'all tell everybody you're getting a bunker? It's usually one of the most private things people have done in their life. You might as well just give them your bank account too, But they came out and kind of bragged about the bunker they were getting. But most of my clients, let's say over, usually over $1 million, they're going to probably have a non-disclosure. People that are a $500,000 range on these bunkers, they usually don't make you sign a non-disclosure. And then for that reason, I am able to make videos every week, because we usually install one of those $500,000 bunkers every week. And I'll make a video of a lot of them. If I think it's cool and we get good footage of it, we'll make a YouTube video about it, usually a short. So it's only like 30, 40 seconds long to show people what we're doing.
Well, you'll send me one and I'll edit it in here. That would be, if you don't mind.
Well, yeah, they're all on my YouTube Shorts, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. But my videos are cool. I just did one like a month ago. Got 44 million views, just one short. Just putting in a single bunker is like 18-second video. Just shows how you go through a secret bookshelf down a pole to the bunker and boom, it ended. But got 44 million views. It did really well.
And completely sustainable. What's your biggest challenge? Because you're talking about water systems, waste systems, electrical, gas. You even mentioned a garage. What's the biggest challenge in making a bunker?
Making money.
The actual cost is just a fortune.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
your
mean,
profit is what you can
people
make
see
it.
all my videos and they see all these bunkers and they think must be making money hand over fist, and maybe I should, but I'm not. I put so much effort into these bunkers that so many of them I just break even on. But there's a saying in golf: you drive for show and you putt for dough. I say in my business, bunkers are for show, selling parts are for dough. So I've kind of pivoted on making as many bunkers as I can to basically teaching people how to make bunkers and then selling them the parts. Okay, so if I teach you to fish, you will want to buy fishing pole and buy tackle and go fishing. So I'm trying to teach more people to make more bunkers and builders to incorporate them into the houses. So that is kind of where I'm taking my business at this time. But if you came here to the factory, which is massive, by the way, it's a 10-acre facility. There's like 50 of those giant bunkers here under construction, and there usually is about 50 of them here under construction. So we're always busy.
Tell us what do you mean by parts?
Parts means if you want to make a bunker yourself, let's say out of concrete, you're going to need a door and you're going to need air system and an escape tunnel and some gauges. That's all you need. It's not a lot to it. I mean, literally, I have a one parts kit that you can buy the parts kit to make a bunker for $5,500. If you do a kind of a larger bunker, the parts kit's around $23,000. But that's all that's involved in buying the parts. And then you might spend $1 million on concrete, but you only need like one front door to your house. So you only need one front door to your bunker, or usually two doors, because we put a decontamination chamber between the two doors. But I sell the two doors and the air system and the escape to people every day who want to make their own bunker out of concrete. And now I'm starting to give courses on come in and you basically take a course and we teach you how to make bunkers so you could go back home and start building bunkers as a side business or add them to your house. Or if you're a guy that does basements already, you just need to be taught a few more skills, but you got the basic skills. And the same thing with pool people. If you can dig a hole and pour concrete in the backyard of some rich guy, well, guess what? A bomb shelter is the same thing. It's just a hole in the backyard for some rich guy, So I'm teaching people how to make bunkers, and then I want to sell them the parts. So I'm trying to go from making as many bunkers as I can to becoming a Home Depot for bunker builders. So I have a new website called bombsheltersupply.com, and that's where I sell all the parts: doors, hatches, escape tunnels, air systems, valves, beds, cots, anything you would need in a bomb shelter, I sell it to you, except I don't sell concrete and rebar, which you're going to get locally.
Is that the most you were mentioning? You might still spend $1 million on cement. So is that the biggest cost typically, is the cement?
Yeah. Cement, labor, on a concrete. And they're going to be there for a few months too when you do a big bunker like that, sometimes a year. But so my steel bunkers we make in the factory here, we do, we get involved with a couple different types of bunkers. One is steel. It looks like a big metal box, and we bring it out, we dig a hole, and we bury it in one day. Concrete bunkers, you're going to dig a hole, form a foundation, have pump trucks coming in, dumping concrete, men always there, and you're going to be there for a long time. So you're going to get discovered that you're putting a bunker in when you make it out of concrete. When I bring them in steel, we can literally get that bunker in and have the crane out of there in like 4 hours, and then the men are just there welding and painting and touching it up. So we like to have a clandestine, sneak in and get it done and get out and not even pull a permit. So people do not want people to know that they have a bomb shelter, so they keep it under wraps.
What's the difference between steel and cement, other than the actual difference?
Like a fuel tank. It's square, but it's all welded and it's watertight. Where concrete, they have a tendency, like basements, to need sump pumps. They can leak and the concrete can crack over time and leak and stuff. So a lot of people where you have clay and high water tables, they don't have basements, so they don't want the concrete shelters there. But if you go up to some place where you have good dirt, like California, you can do a concrete in California. You can do concrete most places actually in America. But in Texas and Oklahoma, we have a high clay content here. Also, you get up to Minnesota, you have, a state of 10,000 lakes. you got a lot of water there. So water's the enemy to a bomb shelter. So if water gets to it and it floods, it's going to ruin the bunker.
Now, what? Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about water tables, how that affects it. But I think you pretty much answered it. Now, what about? Okay, take a turn here, and this is kind of gross, but it's still something. What about waste? How the heck do they go to the bathroom down there? You just hook up to this.
The bunkers have all the amenities of a house. They have hot and cold running water. They have a flushing toilet, except in this case, because you're 20 feet underground, the poop, it goes through a grinder pump and it pumps uphill to a septic. Okay, so that is one of the tricks to it. You have a grinder pump and it's going to a septic. But other than that, being in the bunker, it's just like being in a house. It's just you're underground.
Wow, and you can have central air, you can have heat.
No, you don't have central air and heat because that air would get into the bunker without being filtered. So all the air that enters the bunker needs to be filtered through an NBC air filtration system, and that is what filters out chemical, biological, and any kind of poisonous matter that could kill the people inside the bunker. So if you want air conditioning, you put in a mini split.
What could be in there that would be a common poison that would kill people if they didn't pay attention to this stuff?
Well, mustard gas or any kind of war gases.
Oh, you're talking about if a war broke out.
Yeah. I mean, they've got it. The bunkers are made for that. NBC stands for nuclear, biological, and chemical. Okay, so the nuclear, of course, is, from the fallout. Biological is, let's say there was an airborne pandemic that's going to wipe out humanity. The HEPA filters in these things would basically catch all that and kill it. And then the chemicals is what the carbon's for. That will basically filter out any kind of a mustard gas or poisonous gas. But also, nuclear fallout creates a poisonous gas as well that a lot of people don't know about. So that's why you got to have HEPA filters and carbon filters in these air systems that we put in all the bunkers.